Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's good to have you all here. I hope you're all keeping well. As always, it's me, Cal, your personal pocket-sized lawyer, here to hopefully save you a lot of money. And today, I'm talking about council tax. Now, guys, council tax is a very important topic at the moment, guys, with the latest statistics showing up to 400,000 households across the UK potentially in the wrong council tax bands and overpaying the government, and potentially way more people completely unaware that they are actually entitled to significant council tax discounts or exemptions. This is information that people are not getting taught but need to know. I'm telling you, the government are relying on your ignorance towards this tax. But guys, it really is not that complex. Statistics also show that tens of thousands of people each year succeed in challenging their local councils. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can do this too and potentially save you hundreds, if not thousands of pounds a year. Plus, guys, winning a challenge can bring backdated refunds for years of overpayment. So potentially a lot of money to be recouped here. So here's how it's going to go in this video. Part one, I'm going to explain very simply what council tax is, how it's calculated, and who must pay. In part two, we're going to go through all the discounts and the exemptions that you might be able to claim in 2025. And in part three, finally, I'll walk you through step by step the official check and challenge process to appeal your council tax band if you think it's too high. These are all time-stamped below, so feel free to use that. And we'll do all of this in just the next 9 minutes, so let's get straight into it. Now, quick one before we continue, guys. I will never, ever at any point ask you to hit my subscribe button, only that you give me the opportunity to earn that from you with the content that I produce. So if at the end of this video you feel like you've learned anything at all, then please feel free to do so. So council tax then. Council tax is a local property tax whereby every dwelling is assigned a band based on its value at a fixed date. That fixed date was 1991 in England. In other words, every dwelling was assigned their band based on its historic value, guys. That's how it works. Now, there are 8 bands in England, A to H. Each local council then sets a charge for each band, with D being sort of the baseline. Lower bands pay proportionally less. Higher bands pay proportionally more. Now, you normally pay council tax if you're the adult occupier of the home, right? Now, the law automatically, this is very important, guys, the law automatically assumes, or presumes, should I say, that there are at least 2 adults living in each home. If the council then informed that actually only 1 adult lives in that property, you are then awarded a 25% single person discount, as I'm sure you'll probably be aware. But what you are not taught is that not everyone counts as a qualified adult by law. And so not everyone is actually entitled to pay this tax. But we'll go into all that later. So in some homes, there are no technical adults living there. You could actually be entitled to a 50% discount or even a full exemption if that's the case. Not only that, some properties are completely exempt from council tax, guys. For instance, if a home is entirely empty, derelict, or under substantial repairs, like it's not fully finished, then that can also be completely exempt from the tax. And people are just not aware of that. Now, in short, to summarize this section, the liability rules are set by law, which is that homeowners pay the bill, subject to the discounts and exemptions that we'll explain. Now, the key takeaway is that council tax is a property tax with amounts based on the banded 1991 historic value of your home. So guys, at least now I know you all fully understand the basics of this tax, right? You're now that little bit wiser, and now we can look at the discounts and exemptions that may be available to you. So grab a pen and make notes. Now guys, there are lots of ways to reduce your council tax legally. Here are the main discounts and exemptions. Number one, then the single person discount. As mentioned before, if you are the only liable adult in your home, then you can get 25% reduction on your council tax bill. If no one in the house is liable, because everyone is disregarded, for example, if there are 2 students in the property, then the bill becomes 50%. You get a 50% reduction on that council tax bill. Now, next, we're going to talk about full-time students, everyone. Now, if everyone in the house is a full-time student or under 19 or an apprentice, etc., then the property is exempt from council tax. You pay 0%. But this won't be the case, guys, if there are any non-students living in that property. If there are any liable adults living there, then you will not get that exemption. Similarly, guys, student nurses and some trainees are also disregarded by law, as well as just students, so please bear that in mind. Now, when I say disregarded, by the way, guys, I mean not regarded by law as liable to pay council tax. So that's what I mean when I say disregarded. Now, next exemption, guys, a very very important one, often overlooked, is the exemption for severely mentally impaired people. Now, a person is severely mentally impaired, for example, someone with dementia or a severe learning disability, does not count as an adult for your council tax, guys. So if you or your housemate qualify as such, then you can get large discounts off your council tax bill, often 100% exemption too, if there are no other adults in the property. But let's face it, guys, more often than not, people with severe mental impairments probably have some or at least one adult living with them. But that adult can at least claim their 25% single person's discount. So if you or anyone that you know is living with someone with a severe mental impairment, then reach out to them. There's a chance that they could greatly cut their council tax bills. Also, carers, guys, live-in carers. If you provide at least 35 hours of care per week, someone who is disabled, then you are also disregarded by law in practice. This basically means that carers, live-in carers, do not count as adults for the council tax bill purposes. But you should ensure that you apply for this. It is not automatic. And a living carer of a disabled person can often knock 25% or even 50% off their council tax bills. So if that's you or anyone you know, please follow through with that. And finally, very important, guys, there are huge discounts for those with very low income or limited means as well. This is called council tax reduction, the low income scheme. Separate from the discounts above, this is means tested, guys. This is means tested. So only if you're on a low income or receiving certain benefits, then you may qualify for council tax reduction. And it can be massive, guys. It can be up to 100% reduction. Crucially, though, you must apply to your local council for this. It is not automatic just because you are applying for benefits or universal credit. And guys, this is applied alongside all the other discounts that I've discussed above. So for example, if you are a single parent on benefits, you could get both the 25% single occupier discount I talked about and this further low income cut as well. Okay, guys, so in summary, claim your discounts and stop overpaying the government. These discounts can stack, guys. People don't know that. You're not only limited to one. Okay, so by now you should all understand what the tax is, how it works, and also what discounts and exemptions that you can receive. Now we're going to look at the very crucial section that will apply to many of you, I'm sure, which is checking and challenging your council tax band. Now, guys, one of the most powerful tools for massively reducing your council tax bills is challenging your council tax band if you think it's too high, which, believe me, a lot of them are. The official process is called check and challenge. And guys, there is a formal procedure for this. You cannot just get a refund by emailing them and saying, I think this is all unfair. You must follow formal steps. And here is how you do it. Number one, check your neighbor's band first. The first step is to compare your band with identical or very similar nearby properties, guys. This is very important. Use the government website to look up street addresses and bands. The key question: are the houses on your street that are the same age, size, and type in a lower band than you? For example, if a house just like yours on the next street is one band lower, that is a huge red flag, guys. Now, if after this first step you find that there may be some anomaly, then you might have grounds to ask for a revaluation. But be careful what you wish for, guys. Listen closely. A revaluation could reveal that all the houses in that area are banded too low. Yes, that can happen. And that will not make you popular with your neighbors, will it? That, guys, is why we do the second check too. You must do both of these checks, and I'll explain the next one now. So the next check is to check your property's 1991 value, as I said before. You basically need to estimate what your home would have been worth on the 1st of April 1991 in England and Scotland, or 2003 if you're in Wales. Now, guys, this is not necessary evidence for them, but it's something that I really advise you guys to do. Now, there are simple tools for checking your historic property valuation, guys, and you can use online tools like house price index calculators or property sale data to back calculate the value of your property to its 1991 value from the price that you paid, or an estimate of that current value. Now, that price should correspond roughly to your band range. If you find that your estimated 1991 value falls into a lower band than you are in, then this massively supports your case, guys, the case that you will make to your council. And step 4 is the challenge. Now, once you've done these checks, if it looks like you're indeed in too high of a band, it's time to formally challenge the council. And in England and Wales, you can apply to the valuation office. In Scotland, you must go through the Scottish assessors, I think it is. And here's a really important tip, guys, very important. So a lot of cases here where the council will try to mug people off in the same way every time. And that's why I've come prepared for you. Because councils will sometimes tell people that oh, you can't challenge because you've been living in the property for over 6 months. But that's incorrect. That is not a rule. You can request a review whenever you want. The valuation officers have a duty, first and foremost, to keep the list of bands accurate, and that duty supersedes everything. So be persistent. The law does not forbid a challenge just because of a 6-month rule. The law does require the councils to keep accurate band lists. So if they try to tell you that, you tell them where to go. And number 5, gather your evidence. So you need to support your case, right? So good evidence will be something like addresses of up to 5 comparable properties in your area in lower bands. Also, sale prices from the 1991 era, as discussed, as well as photographs, builders' estimates for any disrepair or demolition that can also help if you think it was wrongly valued in the first instance. For people, for any of you out there who think this is fruitless, you're wrong. The valuation office can and is swayed by strong evidence. So it is definitely worth a shot. All right, guys, that was a lot of information. I know if you are still here and you're still listening to me, well done. You're here to learn something useful, and I commend you for that. But for now, let me quickly summarize that part, okay? The steps are this. Number 1, do a neighborhood check. Number 2, do a valuation check for your historic valuation. Number 3, apply for a review. Contact your local council to start a band review and provide all your evidence. And number 4, escalate if you need to. Guys, remember, pressure works on these guys. Trust me, they expect most people to back off as soon as they say no. If you do all of this properly, like I said, then your chances of success are good. Since 2019, over 5,500 households have had their bands cut. Since 2019, guys, many of these cuts were by 2, 3, or even 4 bands as well. Massive savings. Quick note before I finish, guys, the process above applies mainly to England and Wales. In Scotland and Northern Ireland, there are differences. In Scotland, challenges are handled by the Scottish assessors. The same general rules apply though. And in Northern Ireland, guys, there is no council tax in Northern Ireland. It has completely different rules. Look, guys, I really want to hear from you on this topic as well. I want to know your stories, your experiences with this tax. Have you tried any of these steps and how did it go? Let's get a discussion going down in the comments. And if you have liked, learnt, or taken anything of value from this video, don't forget to subscribe. Remember though, this content is educational and not a substitute for personalized, specific legal advice. That said, I'll see you in the next video.